Hey, it's Kamil for HMV. I'm here with
Benny Horowitz from Gaslight Anthem.
First of all, how are you feeling headlining today?
I feel great. I woke up in a giant field in England. You never know what's going on. It wouldn't be an English festival if there wasn't mud involved.
Absolutely.
No, but I'm super stoked. I've heard nothing but good things about this festival, and I am excited to play music today.
Yeah. You're coming off a European tour. This is the last date of it. Does it feel like a nice way to kind of round off the tour before going into the US one?
We do have one more.
Oh, one more.
Yeah, one more in Spain after this, down in Madrid. So we have one more travel day, but it is nice rounding the finishing stretch. I'm excited to go home and hang out with my kids and like hit the beach maybe for a couple days and then get back at it in the US. Yeah.
Nice. The last album, History Books, obviously there was a bit of a break for a while, and I just wondered, how did it feel going back into the writing room with the guys after such a break?
You know, it was one of those things that when we first thought to do it, it was experimental, like let's see how it goes, and it was almost odd and comforting how familiar it felt. Like, I was sitting in a room with those guys, and I was like, oh yeah, these guys, like this makes perfect sense, and it almost felt like no time had passed at all in that way. So when it's just like the four of us in a room doing that thing, it's like it's very comfortable and familiar and nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's kind of relates to what I was going to ask next. Is has the kind of writing process changed at all after that break? Because you kind of all did your own things for a little bit and came back. So were there any changes?
No, I mean, I still think it's pretty similar to where we started. I mean, what's funny about that question is we literally started in a different age of technology.
Yeah.
So I mean, when we first started the band, remember Brian had a little like cassette dictaphone machine, and he'd play something on an acoustic and sing it, and I'd be like down at a bar drinking in New Brunswick, and he'd literally drive his ass down there, and I'd get in his car, listen to this shit, and now you have ideas, you have the phones and people gritting stuff and making proper demos in a different way. So but you should use some of that technology. You don't want to be like Luddites about it.
No, absolutely.
So I think the general songwriting process has stayed the same. But some of that, like the way you collect ideas and get demos together and stuff has clearly changed a lot in the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah, and obviously you had Bruce Springsteen feature on the last album, and did the kind of technology side also allow you to kind of execute that easier, or did you just old school get in a studio together?
I didn't even think about it until you mentioned it, but 100%. He did that track when he was in Ireland. So the idea that you could do that in a studio in Ireland, what it used to take to physically get that back to the US would have been crazy.
Yeah, of course.
And then to put it onto that track. So 100%. I don't think that would have been possible in that way. Maybe that's why you see more collaboration now. It's just it is easier, right?
Of course. And Bruce Springsteen for you guys was kind of like an obvious collaboration, but is there anyone else you'd like to work with in the near future?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I met and am pretty inspired by that group, The Idols. I love what they're doing out there. We recently toured with a guy named Donovan Woods.
Okay.
Who's just an amazing songwriter I'd love to do more with. Emily Wolfe. Maybe Butch Walker again in the future, because we just did some work with him. I think it's a cool part of our career. I think there's an open lane to do all sorts of fun stuff, and I'm interested to go down it,
Absolutely, and it sounds like you're excited about potential further music. Obviously not going to ask you when's the new album, because the last one's so soon, but obviously History Books.
That's one of the things about the band is I think we've always had a short attention span. And I'm ready.
Let's go. History Books, great album, and with HMV available, vinyl, CD, vinyl actually in the 3 for 55 offer, so go out and get your vinyl for a bit cheaper and support the guys, because it's a great band. Thank you for chatting to
Appreciate
me. It's been an absolute
Pleasure.
pleasure.
Have
Thank
a
you.
nice night.
Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you like this type of content, If you'd like to see more interviews at festivals, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you at the next one.
Gang, gang.